What's going on, everybody? Fall in, add attention. You are locked into another episode of the Husker Army podcast, brought to you right here by the great folks over at Hurrdat Sports Network, and of course, everybody over at the Husker Army Facebook fan page. Make sure to hop over there, become a member, get enlisted. And if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We'll get right back to you on there. Liking and subscribing helps the channel out a lot, helps us with the algorithm. So, last other thing before we get rolling right into this little therapy session here is, of course, the merch. You get a chance, you hop on over to shop.hurrdatsports.com. Check out some of the Husker Army podcast merch. We got the dad, the trucker hats, the shirts, the beanies, stainless steel tumblers, the coffee mugs. Those are not the only colors and designs that stuff comes in. So if you hop on there, check the different ones out, see what you like. Get yourself some Husker Army podcast merch. Get yourself enlisted into the Husker Army. All right, we're getting all that out the way, and we're rolling right into it. I am Bryan Knutzen. With me, as always, former Husker wide receiver, multi-time national champion Kenny Cheatham. Our recruiting guru, Matt, is stuck working today, so he's still in Omaha. Poor Matt. I'm sorry it's on a Sunday, brother. Hopefully you get to watch your Colts if they play today. But our guest today, everybody, this one is special and near and dear to my heart. I couldn't wait to get him on here. I've been thinking about this all season long. But this is my former high school head football coach from Fremont, who actually retired recently from Rock Canyon High School in Colorado, Coach Kevin Meyer. Coach, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I was excited when you called me, and it's been a long time and been a lot of different places over the years, but I enjoy coaching football, and you have Kenny Cheatham, who was a hell of I don't have that resume. But I'm a big Husker fan, and I will say one thing as a football coach. I retired this last year, getting back in it maybe somehow in some capacity, but it was fun going back and look. I mean, the tape was not good to look at, but it was fun just to study it. And, I learned a lot when I first started coaching just by watching tape. That's where you learn it. And Coach Kenny could probably tell you that too. That's where you learn it. And hopefully I'm sure they'll go over some of the things, the mistakes they made. And they don't have a lot of time. We got to get ready for Iowa. So I'm excited to be on here as a football coach and give it a different maybe perspective, I guess, and see how it's going.
And the good part is we were talking just before we started recording. You love the trenches. You love the offensive, defensive line aspect of it. So, I mean, might as well talk about it right off the bat, Coach. I mean, we lost 37-10. We got routed by a 4-win team. I know they're fighting for bowl eligibility right now.
Yep.
They started the season, I think it was preseason 2 or 3, something like that, and the wheels have just fallen off. But here in the last few weeks, they seem to be getting it back together. We saw in that game, Coach, we lost flat out up front on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
So offensive line first. Let's start there. We've seen it all season long. They've been suspect. They've had some good games. They've had some bad games. Here was another bad game. What was it you were seeing out of them?
Well, I think the Penn State's D line was gobbling up double teams. So when you run, even if it's zone or it's power, doesn't matter. If you can't get to that next level and you stay stuck on that double team, that's what it was 28. I don't know what number he was, but he was on that 4th and 1. He was a backside linebacker, and nobody got off to him. And early, I thought we did some good things. We got off the ball, got a great running back. I mean, he's really, really good, and he needs to catch. He needs to get the ball a lot. But when they would run like the counter with the guard kick out and the tackle or the hybrid tight end around, many times they got some good yardage. Their DNs were getting up the field so far on our open sets, and they were pretty smart about it because they were going to take away the waggle, the boot.
Mm-hmm.
They went right to the quarterback right away. He had no time to throw it.
Yep.
And so, we just had a hard time with their defensive line. We had a hard time getting up, get to the second level. there's, I thought last week the game plan was really good because they had put in some RPOs. Like, I like the quarterback. I think he can do a lot of good things. And I think we were in, second and long a lot, third and long a lot. First down was key. And we were behind the chains all night long. And then we had penalties that would kill, on third down, we'll get a procedure call. And so those things, I think if we get in on that first big run and we get on 4th and 1 and we get in, I think the game is different. I just think it's different. And things kind of fell apart after that.
Yeah. Kenny, look, after what we saw a couple weeks ago with Latif against UCLA and the offensive line, everything looked like it was really kind of gelling. I know UCLA is not the caliber of defense that Penn State has. I understand that. I know where UCLA stands. I thought I knew where Penn State stood so far this season. I was terribly wrong. So you're looking at that, and where do you think the issue was there, Kenny? For them to have 2 weeks to prepare for this after having a hell of a game against UCLA, who do you think made the failure here? Was it the coaching or the kids just not listening going 2 weeks out?
That's actually like a complex but not complex question. I think it was just a failure to execute.
Yeah.
I think they may have bought into Penn State hasn't been playing well.
Yeah.
Even though they were actually favored to win the national championship this year.
Yeah, to start the season.
I think a lot of people may have overlooked that and forgot that. And you know what? When I watched the game and I saw the first possession and with the goal line stand, like Coach said, it was a clean shot for the backer. No one touched him.
Nope.
He literally stopped him.
Yep.
But I said to myself, if they don't get this, I was debating, should we go for the 3 or should we go for it?
I was on the fence too.
We're moving the ball pretty well. We should be able to get it.
Yep.
But then I also said, if they don't get this, this might be like the Michigan game.
Yeah.
I had all that process through my head. And the moment they didn't get it and they went right down and scored
98 yards.
I said, I know what this is.
Yep.
I know what this is. And I said, if we don't get any momentum on the next couple of possessions, this is over.
Yep. I said the same thing.
This is over because I mean, everyone has to really look at it and say, we played a team, I think, that was so distraught after the Oregon loss. I think it was double OT, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
After the Oregon loss, that they just mentally almost checked out.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think they checked out to where it was like bad. They can blame it on Coach Franklin, whatever they want to do. But at some point, and you've always heard me say this, Bryan, even under Scott and under Coach Rule, at some point, like we talked about special teams last year, how horrible they were and what's there. At some point, players have to take accountability.
Yeah.
And we didn't look good at all yesterday. Penn State looked like literally the superior team.
They looked like the team that they thought they'd be the beginning of the season.
Right. And you watched it and you were like, oh, this is a mauling.
Yeah.
This is a mauling. To where you watched it and you can be mad, but you couldn't be mad because you said this is who Penn State should have been or even better. Yeah. But where was the fighting us during that game?
Yeah. Well, if I can say something, they're still kids. And here's the deal. It happens in high school football all the time. They look at records, and then what you said, Coach, about, coming back and of the Michigan game and, how many times have players, you've been in games where you're going, oh, here we go again,
Yeah.
But it does come to, you got to make a play. And I like that they went for it as an O-line coach. It's like, if you can't get a half a yard, I'm sorry, you got to punch it in. And they've struggled though. I wrote this down. They are 6 and 16 on 4th downs.
Oh, wow.
I heard the commentators did a good job in that game, and that's what it stuck. They said that like later on, I think I don't know timeout, but we've struggled. When we needed it, and I think that's just a team that hasn't matured yet mentally. They're just not. You've been on a team. Your national championship. There's just a different DNA, and I think Coach Rule is. We're still trying to get there, and I think we've made big strides, but the better team won, no doubt.
Oh yeah, yep.
Nebraska plays well at home, but
we always do. Well, usually we do.
Yeah, but it was when you're on the road, it's a different beast, and if we get in there, I think the game is different, but we didn't, and that's how it goes.
Yeah. I was saying right off the bat when we were down, I think it was 23-3 before halftime. And then they ended up getting the ball back. I was like, I think there was barely over a minute to go. I look at my wife, who does not care about football, but God bless her heart. She will sit there in the living room while the game's on with me, listen to me bitch and complain about every little thing going on. And most of the time agree with me. She, like I said, she don't like football, but she will be on my side. So, but I told her flat out, I was like, if we go down any more than this before halftime, it's done. It is over. Well, because we do not have the team to come back.
No, there's a play that I saw and I wrote it down, but there was a play where, of course, they're keen on a running back on.
Oh yeah, they had Emmett's number.
Good. He's a stud. And there's a play last week I thought we got in the RPO game and the quarterback did a really good, whether they were called or not, it was off the run.
Yeah. And
we had a play where we ran a wide receiver screen on the outside and we pulled both the guards opposite. So it looked like Emmett was getting the ball.
Yes.
And we threw a wide receiver screen out there and it brought the safeties down and we got like 20 off of it.
Yes.
And they need to get their passing game like involved in their run game. That was, the RPO is, when you have safeties climbing down in the box and which they were stop the run, there's places that there's openings that they can, and I thought the week before they did that a lot, but it's easy to be the armchair quarterback and anyway, it was tough to watch though. The O-line struggle. There's no doubt.
Don't feel bad, Coach. Armchair quarterbacks, I still do it. I'm terrible about it. I'm thinking, why you've got to move. You've got to see that coming. But at the same time, I've also got to think it is a much different view down on that field than it is watching on TV. So I've got to remember that. I can remember my days of playing.
Yeah.
Oh God, a 5'6" quarterback when I've got linemen that are like 6 feet tall, dude, that does not help. It does not. The only thing I had going for me, it was like Barry Sanders. If I'm ready to run, those poor defensive guys don't see me till I'm past the line.
Well, those two DNs they got are men.
Man.
And the one thing that they did, I can tell you, so they like to put Emmett in the flat, off of the play action look, and they ran one time they ran a flood. They had him in the flat. They had an over route and a corner route, and we went for about 25 on a flood combination. And but what they did is, as soon as Emmett went out, they brought that play side linebacker. That outside DN was right in quarterback's face. Like as soon as Emmett went there, that guy was upfield, and they just took that. So in my opinion, when you got upfield defensive ends, you've got to attack them, and you've got to run the ball and kick them out because they're upfield. So they're
bringing themselves right out of the play.
Totally, and we just never really stuck with it. Just never did.
Now, Kenny, what do you think about Holgerson's play calling last night? I've heard some people complain about how we weren't really taking the shots, being aggressive, doing this, doing that. But look, in my opinion, I thought the play calling was fine. It was the execution that wasn't up to snuff. Was I seeing it wrong? I probably could have been seeing it wrong. Hell, I don't know.
I mean, honestly, we can all sit back and say what could, should, would, whatever, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But for me personally, from my take, I just think we got dominated in a football game. And we were unable to do some of the things we would have liked to do or game plan to do because we got our tails whooped.
Yeah.
I mean,
Got our tails clipped.
If we could have played the game the way we did the first drive, it's a totally different game.
Yeah.
It's a flip-flop score, I think.
It's a totally different game. So it was just hard. Now, I've said all year, Bryan, I would like to see them utilize the receivers more with quick hits attacking. I could care less about the screens. I despise them. I despise throwing the ball wide laterally instead of vertically. Attack, quick hits, quick passes. Utilize your weapons more. I mean, like I said, we're still using Barney as a gimmick receiver. When are we going to utilize?
He's a player.
Yeah, when are we going to utilize him? Open field, get it to him quick. Are there no more quick slants in college football? Are there no more speed outs? Are there no more quick hitches? Or hike, turn straight forward, throw it to him at the line of scrimmage, go make a play. I mean, he has all of those tools to do that. As well as some of the other players. But we're throwing it wide, too many delayed passes, and Penn State has NFL players all on their team that came back.
They have 5-star players all over that team, both sides of the ball.
They have NFL players that could have left last year that came back. We know that, and that's what was attacking.
They're probably wishing they did too.
That's what was attacking our team yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the play calling, I don't know because I don't know what was game plan. I'm not in that meeting.
Exactly.
Do I not know that the players didn't execute what they planned on? So, it's easy to criticize. But I'm saying it as from what I would like to see without being critical is I just want to see us attack vertically more.
Yeah.
They knew they knew Emmett was going to get the ball.
Of course. Yeah. At least 25 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then he's such a good player. I mean, definitely they key on him. And we got some good receivers and our tight ends were kind of not even in they weren't very relevant. Usually they are.
Surprised me. Lindenmeyer and Harburg. There was like no sign of them at all last night.
And we never really got our quarterback out on the edge.
No. And that's when he was at his best, it seemed.
Yeah. And there were a couple of times he did. It was because there was the pressure. I will say one thing that Penn State, they did a really good job. They would mix up their defense, mixed up man and zone quite a bit.
Yes.
Like, when we were on the goal line, they would switch it up from man to zone. And the one time where he was looking to run Emmett into the boundary, which is a good play on a wheel route. And instead of playing, having that linebacker on him, they played zone. The corner had him. And that's when he threw, scrambled and threw the right. So give them a lot of credit because they mixed some things up pretty well defensively, I thought, against us.
Yeah, they really confused TJ a bit. We got to, I guess we'll just touch on that. I mean, we got to see the freshman in TJ come out in that game, really, the inexperience. I mean, does this, I hate to bring up any quarterback controversy because there shouldn't be, but I mean, does this kind of quiet down that Latif crowd? Like, look, I came out after the UCLA game and tweeted out the first thing was thoughts on the game. TJ is the real deal. Now, I still defend that because to still come in your very first start away and come out and perform the way he did, 11 for 11 to start.
Yep.
That's more than a freshman player right there at that point. But Kenny, does this now quiet down that crowd that wanted him above Raiola after the injury?
I don't know. It's hard to entertain ignorance sometimes, Bryan.
Thank you.
I mean, this is just being honest. I'm kind of stuck here.
It's not often, Coach, that Kenny's speechless, man.
Because
Trust me.
It wasn't a bad performance. It wasn't a great performance. It was a horrible team performance.
Yes.
So for me
Special teams did all right.
Yeah. But for me to just pinpoint that, except for on that fake punt.
Yeah.
So except for that, they stopped us. They dismantled us.
Yeah.
They put pressure on him. I mean,
they confused him.
That's it. I mean, so I don't know where people see the stuff in Raiola. I know where they see the young guy come in and have some good play, especially against UCLA.
Which usually happens.
Yeah, but they were also the same ones who were in disarray when he came in against USC and didn't do well.
Uh-huh.
So what do you want?
Off the bench.
Yeah, what do you want? I mean, so
he didn't have much help.
Right.
No.
I mean, they're going to be in there. Oh, we need to get rid of Raiola and
I mean,
I'm not shocked.
You might as well touch on it. I look, the whole talk of Raiola's brother Dayton decommitting this week. Look, I saw that coming. We've got Dylan here already. TJ's a hell of a backup behind him. He's going to be a starter very soon. Hopefully it's here and not anywhere else. And then we've got Trey Taylor coming in for the 27 class. He's a 5-star quarterback out of Illinois. And honestly, he looks like he's got the same type of intangibles as Latif has. He's able to be mobile and move around inside that pocket. He's deadly accurate. His zip on that ball is amazing for a 16-year-old. I'm just like, my God, what pedigree do you come from, young man? Because even when I played, there was only one guy my entire high school career I watched sling a ball the way he does, and that was Aaron Farber.
Yeah.
I know you remember that name, Coach Farber.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he could throw it.
Woo! I watched him warming up before games, and just that snap of the wrist on that ball was man, I miss that guy. I love that guy. I haven't talked to him since high school, so I don't know where he is or what he's doing, but I'm sure he succeeded no matter what he ended up doing. Woo! Yeah,
I like their quarterback. I mean, I think he's got a lot of – he can move. He can move in the pocket. And, you look at like back in your time, Kenny, I mean, it was all about the running game and play action off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we, if you can't get your running game going, and we, everything was on the outside, like quick screens, and, you didn't see the slants, like in the RPO game. It's like the RPO is it's a good system because if that backside linebacker's making the play, you throw it. And usually you got glance routes, or, you have some hitch routes or something quick, but that's your read. And if those guys are coming downhill, which they will against Emmett, which they did, you got to win on the outside. And I think we got receivers that can win on the outside. I will say one thing about receivers. They do block.
Yes.
I will say one thing. From what I see, they're really good physical blockers, and I always see Coach Brown on the sideline. I love Coach Brown. He's been around a long time. I don't know if he's working receivers, but they do. I think they got guys that can get open, and they do need to get the ball to them quick. Like on slants and hitches and bend routes and just tough to get the ball out quick.
Yeah, and you're not kidding about the receivers blocking either. I mean, Kenny, in your day, that's basically what receivers were recruited for, because of how our offensive play calling was and our offensive scheme. But you look at guys like, especially Isaiah Hunter, Kenny. I mean, he is getting a lot of clout and recognition for his downfield blocking. And we heard it last night by the play-by-play guys. Just that the guy he's figured it out. Like, whatever it is that you guys were coached in your day here, it must have been coached still to this day, because you can see it, that it is clicking on Hunter, especially. He's doing well with that. Harburg, we don't have to worry about. Heinrich, he comes over as a tight end and just lays people out. I love that kid. But you look at guys like Hunter, and he's getting the recognition for the downfield blocking and some of his seal blocks that he's had. Yeah. So you see that, Kenny, that's kind of got to warm your heart a bit and be like, all right, they're doing exactly the same shit I had to do back then in practice. So what's going on? How do you guys start to figure this out?
Hey, they're receivers. They want the ball, right?
Yeah.
They want the love. They can do both, right, Kenny?
Yeah, they can. And I think it's just a will and a want to, especially in today's day and age and how the offenses are ran.
Yep.
And they're big physical guys. Let's point that out first. I think the smallest is Barney in stature.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. By
you
far.
see it. But the other guys around 6'2", 6'3", 200 pounds or so. You should be in there getting after it. I mean, there's a different, like for me, as far as what my mentality would have been with the way the offense is now. I mean, we were blocking and weren't getting the ball. These dudes are blocking and they're getting passes. I mean, so if I was doing that at that time, be more of a monster. I mean, we had to do it, so it's just what it was. And this offense, where you can get the ball in, you can get out there and be aggressive, because sometimes you just want to get some get back. Get out there getting some get back. So
the one thing not to interrupt, sorry, Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
I just came to my, when you get old, you got to say it before you forget. But they've kind of got away from the jet sweep perimeter stuff on the run game too.
Yes, haven't seen that.
There's a lot of stuff you can do with that off the jet that opens up your power, and they do have some receivers that can run. That would, so we haven't really seen that lately. I don't think as much as we did like early in the year. I know, the OC likes the jet game, but we didn't really see it. Maybe they're just trying to, I don't know, be too vanilla. Maybe, I don't know, because of a young quarterback. But we haven't really, if you can get the ball the perimeter, it will soften up the inside, because you have to bring down those safeties. And the one thing that Penn State did, that their quarterback is kind of inexperienced, because he came off the,
And they said this is only his fourth start, I think.
When they did on a lot of their, I would say probably 80% of their play action passes, they max protected. They kept both tight ends on, and they were running, some of those in-cut routes that were wide open. But they protected their quarterback, and he had all day to throw, and the running game was good. So, I think, give them credit. They did a good job, of making their quarterback be successful.
Yeah, it's not like they did anything like impressive or out of the ordinary or anything out of their norm. It was I think their quarterback might have thrown it a total of, 15 times. I could even be wrong on that. Could be a little bit less for all I can remember. I know at one point they said he'd only thrown it like 12 or 13 times. And that was in the fourth quarter. He was
like 11 for 12 at that time.
Unbelievable. And look, we made this guy look like he's been their starter all season long. And then on top of it all, make them look like the team that everybody thought they'd be before the season even started. That's what really chaps my ass the most is this one. To me, this one even stings more than Minnesota. Minnesota's a garbage team. That game never should have happened the way it happened. I don't care what anybody says about that. But this one hurt worse because this is a down Penn State team. They fired their head coach. They lost their starting quarterback. What more do you want? The stadium wasn't even sold out. I could not,
crazy, right?
Could not believe that. When the game started and they showed the stadium, the fact that they had called for a whiteout even. There were tickets going for sale for $1 the day before the game on Penn State's website. And they still couldn't sell it. It was barely over half full.
Yeah.
So that tells you right there where that team is sitting in the minds of their fan base.
Well, I can tell you as a coach, I'm sure that their interim coach used that and just said, you know what, it's about us.
That's a great point.
We may not have our fans here, but we're going to play for each other. We're going to show the country, because it's on national, it's on NBC. we're going to show the country that we got a good team, and that we're gonna flush everything else, all the noise on the outside. That's what's bad about. There's so much noise anymore with stuff, and their coach did a good job of getting their players ready.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell, our guys were jumping around. I get that, but you could tell that the other team they were focused.
They're playing for him.
They were, and they were playing for each other. They were playing. They're not happy being 4-6.
No, they had to win last week to yesterday and next week just to be bowl eligible.
And to be honest, coming off a bye, it was disappointing.
That's the hard part.
Sometimes buys are good, and sometimes they're not. So
you would think the ones later in the season would be the good ones, because if you've got any nagging injuries, you've got a week to kind of let that get a little bit better.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that's what upset me the most right there is coming off a bye week. You had 2 full weeks to prepare for this game. And you got to see them play last week even.
Yep.
So anything they might have tried to do that was new wrinkle or anything like that, you had film right there from the week prior. So
yeah.
I think that's the most frustrating thing. And I think somebody had put out that our win-loss record is not real great coming off bye weeks, apparently. Yeah, I guess that's a stat I didn't look up or know about, but apparently it's not good.
Yeah.
So, all right. So offensively, I mean, look, we just got dominated up front.
Yep.
Emmett couldn't get it going, although it looked like he could right off the bat. That first drive, I think it was the second play, 52-yarder. He rambles off right off the bat. I wish he could have punched it in, but just didn't have that last little gear right there at the 15 to really pull away, but that's all right. I love Emmett to death. He knows that. It wasn't anyone's night offensively. That's for sure. Now, defensively, Coach, I'm throwing this right back to you again. Again, dominated up front.
There's a lot I can tell you.
Dig in, Coach. Dig in. It's Thanksgiving almost. Have yourself a plate.
Well, there are at times they weren't lined up.
Yep.
Like I was telling you before, they would be like they'd have a 6-eye on a tight end playing inside, and they had a wide receiver on the outside with the corner removed. Well, they bring that wide receiver in, whatever, in motion, and then there was safety was still 10 yards deep. So when they were running their counter sweep, they were really smart. They'd go ahead and block down on that 6-eye, and the guard. I mean, there was nobody there was no containment, no force right away. Like usually, if you got a guy playing inside, you got to have an outside back or safety or corner that's got to fill on that down block like right away. And we didn't. There's at times we didn't have anybody there, and then they ran counter sweep, on us a lot. And sometimes we got it from the backside, but there were times too. I can tell you from now, our linebackers, when they were in the pistol, not offset, when they're in the pistol, and that counter comes back, their linebackers would go with the counter. They take like 2 steps, and then by the time they would recover, they're sealed. That happened a lot. I'm just talking from a coach's standpoint. And then they knew we were in man coverage on the goal line a lot because they brought that crack and which was a really well-designed play because, they had the tight end back in the backfield being like a fullback, and he got in the flat on the opposite side, and they cracked. So they're in man, so the corner's going with the crack, and then there's no one on the outside. So, I mean, they were getting to the second level. Like I felt bad, our DNs or tackles, whatever you want to call them, they were getting dominated. And that old line, that was supposed to be one of the best old lines in the country at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think that all seniors and one junior, I think.
Yeah, and I think counted over 12 missed tackles at least, and then that's the difference, right there. So we've had a hard time stopping the run all year, and it caught up with the team that could run the ball on us. And
from game one.
Yeah,
Yes.
Coach, that might have been the biggest understatement of the entire season.
Just, and I mean, it's put a lot of pressure on the secondary. And I don't know. I just thought at times we were just a little bit out of position and outflanked. And then the other play, they ran outside zone. And at times we just couldn't get off blocks. And we would come and like a lot of times when that back's going on his path on the outside zone, that back would kind of bounce inside a little bit and everybody would collapse inside and then he'd bounce it. So nobody really set the edge at times very well. And, that back both backs had great nights. And a lot of it was just not getting the edge set and not getting off blocks. It's just pretty fundamentally, they were better tacklers, better blockers, and probably had a little bit better of a scheme, overall. And it caught up with us.
Yeah, their offense, I mean, Kenny, they didn't do anything like special or trick plays or anything like that. They ran their offense as they've been running it all season long. They have not done anything different. They just completely ran over our asses with it. That's the issue right there. So looking at this, Kenny, I mean, going forward, we're going to be facing a defense that, in my opinion, might be a little bit tougher when it comes to Ioda. Coach, I'm sorry. I can never bring myself to actually say their name. I hate the Hawkeyes so much. I hate Colorado so much. I can't call them by name.
Hey, I don't have a lot of friends out here on Husker. I got a Jeep that has an N on it. So, I don't get much love either.
For those that may not have heard in the beginning, Coach lives in Colorado, folks. He is so far behind enemy lines. He's MIA at this point. All right.
Well, the good thing is Colorado's not really relevant this year. So
hallelujah. Nobody tell me about their game last night. I haven't watched the highlights of it. I do enjoy the next day watching to see if they lost. That's like one of my highlights for a Sunday. So
I'd like to hear what Kenny thinks about some things on the D. Again, it was tackling out of position, and sometimes really good teams make it look like that too, and their offense was not anything like I said, on play action. They kept their tight ends because we blitz a lot out of that stack. And I mean, there was receivers like wide open on just 2 receiver routes.
Yeah, Kenny, I think he's your godson, Javen. He actually had a pretty decent game, but the problem is I did see quite a few plays where, like Coach said, out of position, overrunning the play, or over pursuing. There we go. And yeah, just everybody kind of seemed like up in the clouds. So, Kenny, what do you think, man? Were they deer in headlights last night, or just outplayed? Period.
Outplayed. Period. And as an offensive player, anytime that your defensive players are having to make the tackle when we're running the ball 3, 4, 5 yards down the field, you're in trouble.
Yep.
You're in trouble. There's nothing you can do about it, because now that totally changes how many or what plays we can play on second and whatever, third and whatever. But if we're putting that pressure on you on first down and we're having 2 more plays to get the first down, hey, I mean, what can you do about it? That means you're unable to stop us. Our playbook is now all the way open. And as Coach stated, I saw some passes being caught where the defender was not even in the frame.
10 yards out all the way around.
Not even in the frame. And I was like, I see what this is. The one guy caught one would have been to our left watching the game and did a toe tap when no one by him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I don't
if
know,
he had ran, he could have got another 15, 20 more yards.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of times where our deep flat was like nobody there, like nobody in the deep flat. And it was a lot on play action. A lot of it was on play action, keeping the tight ends I'm sure they were a little worried with our blitzing, out of that stack, front.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they kept those tight ends in. But, I mean, the out cut and the in cuts, there's nobody there, And but it begins with those guys up front. Playing last year, you guys remember, we had some dudes up front.
What a D line we had.
Big difference when
Hutmacher, Robinson. I mean, just those two alone. My God.
Yep. I mean, it's not too complicated.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty simple.
When you have big bodies, men of that size up front, you have to get help with blocking them, which frees up everything else. Now we've replaced that for speed and players not as big.
Yeah.
And it's showing.
Yep.
It's been showing all year.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned about Javen, he was into one. I saw the one pass, I think, which would have been to our right, watching the game, where he was looking inside, outside, and the receiver just went out there and caught the ball and was wide open. So I don't know if you're expecting help or who's supposed to have him.
Maybe wires crossed on what the call was.
So, I mean, it's just with everyone. Missing tackles, angles, getting pushed back.
Yeah.
Making tackles on running backs, 5 and 4 and 3 and 6 and whatever yards down the field. That makes for a long game.
Very. It seems like we've given up some over the year, a lot of plays on the edge a little bit too. Just they get to the edge but we go back if Nebraska, the offense goes in, scores and goes up 7-0, you got a little bit different, but to have your defense, have to go in and then they go down and score
98 yards.
They had to be deflated. Like that's hard.
Yes.
I don't care what anybody says. It's hard to overcome that on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that gets the fans going, that gets the sideline going. I mean, all that. You go 98 yards after stopping them at the 2-yard line, and you do it methodically. You do it literally whatever you want to do. It's going to work. You're going to get down the field. That's exactly how it felt to me last night. No matter what they did, they had our number. Whatever they called worked. They were getting yards. I think maybe had 2 plays where we might have gotten a tackle for loss.
That might be it. On a late safety blitz, the guy came.
Singleton came flying in on that one. That was really warming to see.
But we didn't get to him very often. But it all starts with the running game. They're able to run the ball, and when you can run the ball, you can do a lot of different things.
At that point, you could dictate the entire game.
The coach said it exactly. The playbook's open. If you're giving up a lot on first and second, I mean, their playbook's wide open.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You come up and you've got 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3. Whatever you want to run, go for it.
Yeah, it was one of those games when, again, I think it could have happened. I think Nebraska, there was 7-3. Everyone's patting them on the back. Hey, your guys are awesome. They're kids still. It happens. Exactly. And again, I think that Penn State team's a really good football team.
Mm-hmm.
They are. All right. So, I mean, I guess we can kind of talk a little bit about next week. Look, it's officially the Penn State game's over. It is now officially Iowa Hate Week. Hallelujah. It is a week I look forward to every single year. Just not, unfortunately, here lately, the outcome of the game. But, look, after the way I saw them play yesterday, first off, Michigan State should have won that game. I don't know how they let that slip away. You're up by 7. There's like 47 seconds to go. Somehow you allow them to come down and tie it up on a team that can't throw the ball. They have to rely on the run. Somehow, I don't know. They pulled it out like 20-17. The last second field goal, or maybe it was overtime. I don't know. I tried not to watch. But in my opinion, look, I know Iowa's come in. I think they've won the last 8 or 9 straight. I get it. Whatever. Cool. You're coming into Lincoln. TJ is going to be coming off probably hopefully one of his worst games of his career. Put that behind him. I truly got a feeling that crowd is going to be on fire, almost like the blackout game, because it's Iowa. And it's an 11 a.m. game. So This is early after Thanksgiving. People are going to be tired, but that crowd's going to be ready to go. I think the coaches are going to be ready to go. They've gotten used to this short week crap. They've done it this would be their second or third time this season having to turn around on a short week. So we get to Iowa, at the Iowa game. They come here. I don't think this is coming down to one of the teams going to win on a last-second field goal. I got a feeling, and either of you can tell me I might be wrong here, but I got a feeling this is going to be like a 10-point victory or more for us. I really do. I really do. Watching their offense, granted, yes.
I love your optimism.
Coach, I've got nothing but optimism every single year.
That's awesome.
You ask me, their offense, I'm not so sure they're going to be able to move the ball that well on us, because we're going to be able to key on the run this time, because we know Gronowski he's not even the type of caliber of quarterback we just played at Penn State. And that's not even Penn State's starter. So I got a feeling we're going to be able to key on that run. We're going to be able to get a little bit of pressure on Gronowski, who I saw yesterday will panic in the pocket. And offensively, that's where they're going to have to grind it out. A lot's going to have to rely on Emmett. A lot is going to have to rely on TJ making the good decisions with the ball flat out. I'd love to see him air it out a little bit more. But look, you ask me, comes to Iowa hate week, I think we take down old Iota in Lincoln this coming Friday, Black Friday. I hate that it's Black Friday and those sons of bees wear black. I hate it. All right. Yeah. Kenny, you went through the rivalry weeks, man, back when they were rivalries. Colorado, Oklahoma, dare I say Missouri. To Missouri, in their eyes, we were a rival. But when you beat a team for like 27 straight years, it's not really a rivalry.
Nah.
So what do you think, Kenny? It's the hate week. It's the rivalry week. Can the team put this ass whooping behind them and just get to work and put it to them?
They should have put the game behind them the moment after that clock stopped.
Yes.
Because that's done. I mean, at this point, as soon as that happened, we know what's next. We know it's a short week. We know recovery's going to have to be faster, and we have to get prepared for this game. Mm-hmm. So it all depends on the mentality of the players. Let's just call it what it is. Mm-hmm. We know Iowa has this quote unquote hatred for Nebraska that they manufactured. I can care less. I don't see them as a rival. I never will. I just see it as a neighbor that we're playing since we've joined in the conference.
Little brother.
Yeah. So, and we were handing them out tail whooping until the coaching change from Pelini.
Yep.
I mean, let's call it what it is. And then we beat them a couple years ago when Mickey took over before Coach Rule was hired.
In Iowa City.
And then we've lost the last couple.
Yeah.
So it just shows, to me personally, they've had the same head coach for umpteenth years. That's consistency.
And they're talking this could be his final year. I guess he's been real emotional after every game.
Right. And you know what's coming on game day.
Oh, yeah.
So we should be able to prepare for that and be in position to beat them. They're going to try to rattle TJ. We know that.
Yep.
But there's nothing about this Iowa team that makes you say, okay, we have to play an super exceptional level in order to beat them. But the point is, we need to beat them. We should beat them. Mm-hmm. And we never know which one of our team is going to show up.
Yeah, you got that right. Now, Coach, as far as this game goes, I mean, offensively for us, is this a case where knowing how aggressive Iowa's defense can be, where is this a case where we could use that aggressiveness against them, looking at draws, things like that, or even the RPOs where if they get DNs coming up, getting too far upfield, is this something where we can use that, roll TJ out, and he could take off or let it rip?
Well, you know, the strength of their team has always been defense.
Yep.
About and their running game. And I think Coach hit it right on the head. You got to erase that game as soon as you got on that plane. It's not easy to do. And you got to learn from, as coaches, you got to learn from it. But a short week is probably not a bad thing for our team right now.
Yes.
Let's get over it. Let's, sometimes it's like begin the year in football. When your first game is on a Thursday instead of a Friday, you're ready for that Thursday game because you've been doing it. So I think, like Kenny said earlier, I think the quick passing game, even if it's off of RPOs, because their safeties are going to be climbing down hard on our running back. But I think we have to establish the run. We got to be able, and we got to take the run away. Our secondary is one of the better secondaries in the nation. So we're going to have to put them on an island and just say, you know what, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us over the top. But you're not going to run the ball on us.
Yes.
That means putting extra guys, putting your safeties in conflict a little bit.
So be it.
So be it. We're going to need an 8-man box a lot to stop them, in my opinion. And you're going to lose some of those battles. Yep. But we need to be the team who is the most physical and obviously doesn't turn the ball over, but is the best tackling and the best blocking team, we'll win the game. Plain simple. It's not that hard, but it's the mindset, I think. And I think, maybe this was I want to say it's a good loss, but maybe it woke them up a little bit. Like, you know what? Everyone's got to look at themselves and see how they're prepared for this last week. And, this should be a knockout, drag-out game. I think it's going to be down the wire myself. And
like it is almost every year.
I think so. And one of my students is a big football player that I coached, not this year because I didn't coach, but he's a big Iowa fan. And I won't see him this week because we have break for the whole week. But I'm excited for the game. I'm glad it's 11 o'clock game.
Yeah.
It's back in the day when Nebraska and Oklahoma was the game on Thanksgiving. And
that was the one to watch.
But it should be a good game. I think our kids will bounce back. They need to.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to beat a relevant team.
Yep.
Like this is, and I think if they can, the quarterback can get him out of the pocket, run play action, get the quick passing game going, like Coach said, I think we'll be in the game. So I think it's more with our defense.
Yeah,
our defense. We need to stop the run. We need to go ahead. I'm not saying blitz all the time, but we need to roll down our safeties, and they need to be in conflict. And I think we got pretty good athletes on, in our secondary. So
it's going to begin and end.
Game. Should be
it'll be begin and end with that defense. They're the ones that are going to need to set that tone early, even if they do get burned on a run play or a pass play. Be a goldfish. Get that out your mind. Forget about it. Let it go. Do the next play. I mean, look, Hartzog did it in the very first game. You commit a horrible pass interference to put Cincinnati in place to potentially end up winning that game. Very next play, he comes out and makes a game-saving interception.
Yeah,
there's your prime example. Be a goldfish.
Yeah. And Kenny, you've played in front of the crowd, so you get it. That crowd's going to be nuts, and we got to use that energy and not get a team that is playing like this, like a team that's an Osborne thing, but it's true when you can't be like this, and I think they got to play with some confidence and get their swag back. And I think early in the game will be really, really important how we come out and play. I really do.
Big time. Got to set the tone.
Yep.
Totally agree. I mean, for me, it would be go out there and send a message.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get plenty of bulletin board material, even though I've never paid attention to it, but they're going to get it. Social media, you have so many more avenues to give you stuff to fuel you. You need to use that.
It's already happened.
And then I would be tired of hearing their mouths because they act as if they're that program.
Yeah, and they're not.
But they can say stuff to us because we haven't shut them up.
Exactly.
Regarding consistently beating them.
Yep.
Like we used to do for umpteen years. So, I mean, throw yesterday away. I'm sure they're watching treatment and films today or however they do it now. Sunday was just treatment for us, and Monday was everything else. And get ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, short recovery, get ready, eat some good food, but eat light.
Yes.
And then get ready to handle business bright and early on Friday.
Yeah, because they'll be done early enough to have some Thanksgiving dinner after the game.
Yeah, your pride should be on the front of your chest right now. And you should be in there laying it down.
And here's the deal. Use a little what Penn State did. Penn State was getting a lot of noise. I'm sure their fan base, they didn't show up for the game.
That was crazy.
And I think, there's going to be a lot of noise on the internet. There's going to be a lot of talk about the O-line and the D-line and not stopping the run. Well, if you're a position coach or whatever, you got to tell your guys, we're going to own up to our end. It's going to be on us. And you want that, as an offensive lineman, it's like you want that to be on your back or whatever. But I think Coach Kenny said it again, it's like the team that's got the right mindset, I think, is going to win the game. And, it's all about – I was all about all week. I always knew a lot of times when we were going to play well and when, sometimes you don't, but there's times where you just know you're going to play well. I can remember that a few years ago in Idaho when we were getting ready to play state title and we up in Idaho and Boise. And our walk through the day before state championship game was perfect. Perfect. And I told our coaches, says, you know what? I don't know if we're going to win the game, but we're going to play well. And we end up winning the game. And I think coaches kind of know that. I mean, we're the ones that they're looking at. So it's kind of how our demeanor is and don't put a lot of pressure on them. But, I always like the linebacker coming in and knocking someone's head to the dirt. I don't care if you get a personal foul early in the game. Send a message right away that if you're going to be in my area, your ass is going down on the ground. And if you get penalty, you get one. Who cares? Okay, but at least you're sending a message that this is going to be a physical game from the get-go. And I think somebody needs to send a message. I don't know who. Could be an offensive lineman downfield knocking over safety and pushing his ass on the ground. Have a little demeanor and get a 15-yarder maybe. I don't care, but fight.
Kenny, this is why I loved playing for this man.
I've learned a lot over 42 years, and I've made a lot of mistakes. But the coaches send the tone.
Yeah.
And the coaches feel confident. And I always thought, I was always big that practice was, if you have great practices and you do, that's all you can do. But if you don't practice well, you don't have a chance, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Unless you're just better, and it's a pretty even game. So whoever prepares the best is probably going to win the game.
Oh, absolutely. I got a feeling. I mean, look, if it is Ferentz's last hurrah for him at Iowa, cool. I mean, whatever. I do actually respect Ferentz. Yeah, sure. You don't spend 27 years as a head coach at the level of college football he's been at for that long for nothing. You're not there that long if you haven't done a good enough job, period. especially this day and age. Hey, you could be fired after 2-3 years, sometimes 4 games into your second year, UCLA. So, yeah, I think I do have respect for Ferentz. I just don't respect that program, that state, the colors. Nothing. Yeah, I respect him. That's it. I can say that with confidence. It's just like Franklin with Penn State. I've got nothing but the utmost respect for Franklin. I just don't like Penn State. I just don't like teams we've got to play against, but I may respect your coach. Now, flip side, Colorado, Dion, they can all kiss my ass. I do not care about them whatsoever. Now, do I wish anything horrible to happen to them? No. I just wish them to not succeed in their jobs right now. That they've got enough money in that family to be okay with unemployment. All right. So whatever. I just, nothing, nobody and nothing as far as a program or team in Colorado will ever get praise from me, except Colorado State when they play Colorado. I will root for Colorado State in that one. That's it. After that game's over, no. Bye-bye. Get out of here. Don't care about any of it. So, all right. So let's go ahead and wind it down on now. Coach, real quick before we get out of here, I just wanted to get your thoughts on just what kind of a job you think Coach Rule has done since taking over as head coach at Nebraska, because you saw what he took over. It was probably the worst shape this program's been in its history. And to see what he has done here in just almost 3 years, in my opinion, we're already on the trend up, but I kind of want to get your thoughts as to what you see out of Coach Rule with him, his staff, and his players.
Well, I think he's done, a pretty good job, because it was kind of, the Husker fan base has been patient.
Yeah.
They've been patient. And, it's a new world now with coaches making a lot of money, players making, it's different than when Kenny played and different when I coached. It just is, but you have to embrace it. And I do think, though, you still have to develop players.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really, really important, that you still can't just be in the portal. You have to, and I think he's doing it the right way. I don't know. I'm not in their practices. I'm not in their program. So I'm glad that we are trending it, in the right way, but I still think that we have, a ways to go to be where we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And, hey, the Big Ten's a tough conference, but it can be done. Look at Indiana.
Exactly.
And Indiana's a basketball, so they haven't been. So you got to have players, and I think you got to have some dudes up front that make a difference. And I think we're getting there, and I'm excited to be. I'm glad I'm a Husker fan. I always will be. I think this is a big game. I think if we can beat Iowa and get in a good bowl and beat a really good team, I think that brings people to Nebraska. It used to be people wanted to come to Nebraska because of the facilities. We have a great, it's a great place.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about winning.
Yes, it is.
And we got to get some more players that want to come here. But I think he's doing it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a good man. I don't know him. But I think the program's come quite a way. So I wish him well this year. I think the defense really needs to step it up this week, big time.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach.
I will say one. I do like a lot of I love their special teams guy,
Mike Eckler. Whoa.
He's a fire plug. He loves special teams. I know they got the fake punt. It happens. But guess what? Special teams have been a lot better this year.
Yes. Kenny would attest to that.
I think I can tell you it's been a priority. And definitely. Well, here's the whole deal too, guys. It's whatever you as a coach thinks important, the players will follow. Whatever you emphasize, then it will be done. But if you don't emphasize it and you cut corners and you're not detailed, it catches up with you. So,
and if you don't believe in your own stuff, then the team's not going to believe in it.
Yeah. So
we definitely saw that.
Yep. So that's my take. I love being on this. I was excited by it. That's why I was up 5 o'clock this morning looking at film for about 3 hours. I just missed not looking at film, but I appreciate it. It's nice meeting Kenny. And I definitely will be on this podcast now.
Coach, you're going to be coming back next year. I don't know if you know this or not already, but we're going to have you back.
I'm hoping I'm coaching football somewhere, but I know my wife wants to stay in Colorado, so don't see me coming back to the Corn State. But and I'm excited and I enjoyed it, and I hope the Huskers do well Friday. I'll let Kenny talk.
I'm good, Coach. I'm listening. I'm learning.
Kenny's one of those guys, man. He still soaks it all in. He really does.
Sponge.
I tell you that I would love sometimes I would love just to be like an analyst and look at tape and just, I love Gruden's podcast.
There you go.
Tell you what, he needs to coach somewhere. That guy has got.
I can't believe he's not.
And I know, but there's a lot of stuff on podcasts that's fun to watch, and I'm on Facebook. I do Facebook because I'm old. But
same here. Yeah. No need to worry there, Coach.
Yeah.
We've come to find out from a lot of the players.
Kenny was fun to watch. I remember those years, and you guys set the tone, so it was awesome.
Yeah, we just wanted to win. We believe we will win. I mean, it's just what it was. People just, I don't know, Coach. You know more than me. You've been around this game more than me. You have a football savant mind.
Yeah.
I just was like, let's go out here and give them the business, and let's go on about our business.
Yeah.
So, we all watch Nebraska, hoping that they can get to some form of respectability. Mm-hmm. And when we see losses such as yesterday, the Minnesota game, where we just can't explain it, I think it puts us in a place of what the hell just happened and why.
Right.
Now, the Michigan game, we can see the points where we could have done, and we should have won that game.
Yes.
But those two losses, it's just what the hell happened and why.
Yeah. Well, I always say too, is I tell players, I said, you can't have the practice back.
Nope.
If you don't have a good practice Monday, you can't get it back. It's over. Mm-hmm. So you need to start stacking practices back, and it's fundamentals. The longer I'm in it, I like to run the ball. Believe it or not, we like to run the ball and stop the run. And I love the RPO game. I really do. And I think last week, before the Penn State game, we got into it. Mm-hmm. And we had some people open on some slant routes off off of Emmett, just because of what he brings. And I think that's a good get back to that, get the quarterback on the edge a little bit, get in the play action game, get the quick game going, and let's stop the run on defense.
Yes. For the love of God.
Yeah.
Please, somebody stop the run. Please. Yep. Anybody. I don't care who. I don't care if it needs to be Singleton or Buford coming up from way in the secondary. I don't care. Just somebody stop the damn thing, please.
Yeah. And I'm sure the coaches kind of know they know.
I would hope so at this point.
Sometimes it's but I think the last game we had some people out of position at times. So hopefully that gets fixed and we can get a victory.
Amen to that. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and shut her down. We've been at this over an hour already. Our producer,
I enjoyed it.
Brock, our producer loves us to keep it around that hour mark. Because come to find out, we're not the only podcast he's got to do a bunch of editing on come Monday mornings. So when we would go for like 2.5 hours, he was like, okay, guys, come on. look, I've only got so much time here.
Hey, I got a question. You can cut this part. I got a question. So on your podcast, do people make comments at all? Like
they could if we were live.
Right.
The only time I ever do see comments is usually on YouTube where you've got the whole comment section. Yeah.
I got you.
So anytime anybody leaves one, yes, I get back to them as soon as I see
down the road. I think you have enough. Don't sell yourself short, my man. Okay, maybe in about another year, do it live because I think you can do it.
Oh man, here we go, Kenny. We're getting the push, man. We're finally getting that push, that little last shove we needed to do it. I'll tell you what right here. If come next year, this is what I'm thinking. If somehow, some odd way, we make either the Big Ten title game or we make it into the college football playoff, whichever one that is, Kenny, we'll do a live episode before that game.
Cool.
Just to see what the hell happens.
You know what's on my bucket list? I've never been to a bowl game that's in my life.
Same here.
Oh, wow.
I would like to do it someday I want to go to a good bowl.
Honestly. Yes. Yeah, you don't want to go to like the Tax Slayer Bowl or something like that.
Who knows? But hopefully, you know what? It would be fun to play a really good team.
Yes.
I know they were talking, if we would have won the game, they were talking Oklahoma as but Oklahoma's playing, like, here's the deal. Oklahoma plays good defense.
Yes, they do.
Like their offense is very stagnant right now, but they can stop the run. And
they just held Missouri to 6 points.
Yep.
Oklahoma might be in the playoffs.
I think they're going to make it.
Yeah, I hope they do. I like Coach Venables. I think they were out, a couple of years ago. They wanted him out. So who knows?
And another team right there. Love them.
I appreciate it all.
All right, Coach. I'll go ahead and let you hop off before we sign off so you can get your Sunday rolling. But thank you so much.
Hey, I'll give you a call Friday maybe on the phone, my man, after the game's over.
Dude, that'll work for me, Coach. I'm always happy to talk to you anytime I can have the chance.
Hey, nice meeting you, Kenny. Take care.
Nice meeting you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, man, I love that guy. Let me tell you what, Kenny. That guy right there, he played more of a part in me growing up, coming out of high school than he probably ever would realize. I mean, my dad, for my entire childhood life, he works nights or did work nights before he retired. Right. So he would be gone for work while I'm in school. He would not get home from work until I'm in bed. So it's nothing by his fault whatsoever that he wasn't there a whole lot. Somebody like Coach Meyer, dude, he really guided me quite a bit. And when I had some of the toughest times at around 17 years old, I was doing stupid shit, getting into trouble. I got sent away for a week for a juvenile evaluation. Whoop-de-doo. I didn't break into anything or anything like that. I got caught with some weed. All right. That's what happened. It happens. Exactly. But come to find out, Coach Meyer, other than my family, he was going to come up and visit me while I was there, but they wouldn't allow him because he wasn't family. So,
wow,
that's what I mean. That is the type of guy he is, and that is why I have always stayed in contact with him. There's not a whole lot of my football coaches. Exactly. It's just like you and Coach Osborne. I'm sure if you two saw each other, it would be falling right back into, the same old conversations, things like that.
Right.
So, yeah, that's exactly how I feel about that man. I couldn't wait to have him on. I knew he's got a great football mind. You don't coach for 40-some years if you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
It's football. That's why I said what
I said. So, yeah, it was fun to have Coach on for us today. I mean, I can't tell everybody how much and enough he really does mean to me. It's one of those things where, as you guys would look at Coach Osborne during your time playing here, that's how I look at Coach Meyer. It really is. It's the same. So, all right, Kenny, you ready to get the hell out of here, man?
Let's do it, brother.
All right. Well, I'm going to let everybody know real quick. I got no graphic made up for it yet. but it's just a quick soft announcement. If you're still watching or listening at this point, December 21st, it's a Sunday next month at, I believe it's Walk On Cards and Collectibles here in Fremont, Nebraska. We are going to have another autograph session, but it's not just one guy. We got 3 incoming Huskers for that day. We got Jamal Rule, we have Rex Waterman, and we got Luke Sorensen. So we got all offensive guys coming in for this. We've got Jamal at running back, Rex on the interior lineman, and Luke at tight end. So, and come to find out, I think they're actually going to be enrolled onto campus the day before.
Okay.
So I think they actually will be technically on the team the day they're there for this autograph session. So, like I said, Walk On Cards and Collectibles in Fremont, Nebraska. It'll be December 21st. It's a Sunday. I will be putting graphics out and things like that to promote this about a couple weeks out. But that'll be the thing. It'll be a 2-item per person maximum for signing anything. But we will have photos of Rex, Luke, and Jamal on hand that you can purchase to have them sign as well. So, yeah, it's just like we did with Tyson Terry, only this time, triple the fun. I can't wait, dude.
Yeah, and don't mind me eating my little oranges.
You kidding me? You go right ahead. Some of that SMAR or whatever they call it, man, we'll get to it. Kenny, you might – see, there you go. There you go. You get it real close to that microphone there, and you just –
I'm a ways back. Just a good mic.
You start wondering, what are they going to do? What does that sound?
I love it. All right, shit. Let's get the hell out of here, dude. All right, so that's it. You guys know where to find us. I gave you that little announcement for next month. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Go check out shop.hurrdatsports.com for any of your Husker Army podcast merch becoming listed into the Husker Army. So for our guest coach, head coach, Kevin Meyer from my days at Fremont. And then, of course, for myself and for Kenny, Mr. former wide receiver and multi-time national Husker champion. That's it, Kenny. Let's roll. We're done. We got a short week. We'll be back next Saturday on location at a Southern-style bar here in Fremont. Brand new place.
Ooh.
Awesome venue. My God, they did such an amazing job at that place. Bars aren't really my scene no more, but this place is kind of one of those you could just go hang out.
Kick it. Big kick it. And get the big
Exactly. Nice stage, nice dance floor. I mean, they got it all there. They really do. So we'll be there for next Saturday to recap Iowa. And then Kenny, me and you might be joining Big Red Gets Real maybe that Sunday to recap their Iowa episode.
Is that what Kel's and company?
Yeah, it is. It sure is.
Cut loose.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So now you guys know everything, what's going on, what we're doing, what's coming up. So I guess for myself, Bryan Knutzen, for Kenny Cheatham, and our guest, head coach, Coach Meyer from my days at Fremont. Last thing to do, and you know what that is, Husker Nation, Husker Army at ease. We're all this.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.